Welcome to Pale Blue Pod, the astronomy podcast for people who are overwhelmed by the universe but still want to be its friend. I'm your host, Dr. Moiya McTier. I'm an astrophysicist, a folklorist, and a friend to the universe, and I am recording from my office here at Pale Blue Podiversity, and I'm expecting a guest. Alana Goldstein is a comedian I met at a show in New York City who wanted to talk about different acronyms in astronomy. I'm very excited, and she should be here any minute now.
Knock, knock.
Oh, okay, that's
Hello.
Alana. Come on in. Welcome.
Hi. How are you today?
Oh, I'm good. It's a nice day here on campus. It's a little windy, but I have the fire going, so we should be warm. How are you?
Pretty good. It is a little windy, but not as bad as it's been. At least there's no sleet falling from the sky, so.
Right. You arrived here dry and mostly warm.
Yes.
All right. Well,
true.
I have some tea for you if you'd like to sip on it while we're chatting.
Oh, thank you.
Of course, of course. So I know you wanted to talk about acronyms, which is something I've wanted to talk about on the podcast for a long time. What drew you to that when you were looking at the list?
Just wanted to better understand it. I feel like a lot of people wouldn't ask that question. It kind of seems like something that people would just pass over, but I'm interested.
Yay! I'm glad you are. Well, I have been trying to get to know the students at the Podiversity better, all of the students, since I started this year. So would you mind answering some of my questions before we get to some of yours?
Yeah, of course.
Awesome. Okay, my first question is, how does thinking about the universe make you feel?
Less scared than thinking about the United States of America.
What about the ocean? How does space scariness relate or rank with the ocean in there?
I just find it all fascinating because it's just infinite. We know, but how much do we have to learn?
So does it make you feel curious when you think about?
Oh, very curious.
That's what we like to hear.
I watch all the documentaries. I love this stuff. I really do. So curious, fascinated.
Right. You are where you're supposed to be then. Here at the Podiversity.
I'm excited.
Yay. Okay, next question, and no is a complete sentence. Do you have a favorite equation?
No.
Word.
No.
How are you with math? Are you
Awful.
a mathy person? Okay,
Awful.
that explains it then.
Yeah.
That's fair. I think that a lot of us get like a really harsh introduction to math here in the US at least.
Yeah. It's just something. I can't add with the calculator. It's terrible.
Okay, then no favorite equation for you, which is totally fine. Maybe one day. Oh, do you have a favorite number?
17.
Were you born on the 17th, or is it just like a special story for you?
Just kind of a special story for me. My brother, who I lost just over 10 years ago, he was born on the 17th, and he always just loved the number 17. He was weird about it, and I would make fun of him. So now that's my number.
That's really sweet.
Yeah.
And it is the sister's right to make fun of the brother.
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay, next question. Do you feel like your sun sign in the zodiac fits who you are as a person?
I don't really know enough about it.
Okay.
Or who I am as a person. So it's, yeah, I'm a Taurus.
A Taurus. That's April.
Yes.
All right. I have some friends who are Tauruses. So what I know about them, the stereotypes, is that they like to be cozy. They like to be comfortable. They like to rest.
Check, check, check. Are we stubborn?
I've heard that.
Okay, that checks out too.
Awesome. Okay, so a strong, perhaps the sun sign fits you.
Yes. What else do you know?
About Taurus is not much. I am a Taurus rising, and I once told another member of Multitude, my big three, that I'm a Capricorn, Sun, Aries, Moon, Taurus rising, and Julia, went, Moiya, are you really stubborn and I just don't know it? I was like, yes. So I think I think that is a part of it.
Okay, cool. I am. I can be stubborn.
Good to know about yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. What event in space would you most like to witness? Imagine you have a safe protection bubble so you can go anywhere in space and survive.
Oh my God. Should this be an easy question?
No, I mean not
Witness
if
something in space?
there are lots of options. So I would be overwhelmed by the choice, but I could give you a few
Yeah, hit
options.
me.
Okay. Maybe you want to see a planet forming, or a star exploding, or two black holes colliding, or you want to go back and see the Big Bang, or you want to go forward in time and see how the universe will end. Maybe you want to zoom down and see like fusion in the core of stars.
I like stars. I was going to say something about I'd love to see a star explode.
Mm.
I feel like that's cruel to a star because I like them.
I think it's part of their
Yeah.
like natural life cycle. So it's not bad for the star.
Yeah, I think that would be cool.
I like that. You would see so many beautiful things. It
I'm
would be
so,
loud and bright.
yes.
A stellar explosion would also be high on my list.
A stellar explosion?
A stellar explosion.
A stellar. I'm like, what's a stellar?
When
Okay.
your basement just blows up, that's what I really want
Yeah.
to see. uh, all right, so imagine we've put you in your protective bubble and we are about to launch you off of Earth so you can go see that exploding star. When you're blasting off, what song do you want to be listening to?
Probably Pearl Jam. That just came to me. Pearl Jam. Specifically, Corduroy.
Ooh, I don't know this song. I'll
Great
check it out
song.
after.
I was going to say Porch, but I'm going with Corduroy.
What made Corduroy win?
The intensity of the song.
Mm,
I mean, yeah, yeah. Corduroy.
that would be an intense experience for sure.
Yeah. How about you?
Oh, it's so many. So it's too hard to choose from.
I know, I'm actually
I,
surprised that I had an answer, but please go. I
yeah,
really
this is
am.
my least fair question that I ask people because I don't know if I have an answer and it definitely wouldn't be the same all the time. But right now, what I'm listening to a lot is the Dirty Dancing soundtrack. And so there's this one song by like, I don't know, is it Maurice Williams or something? But the song is called Stay. And I think maybe the irony of listening to a song called Stay while I'm leaving the earth would tickle me. Can you tell that I'm in a great emotional and mental headspace right now?
I mean, if you're listening to that soundtrack, I would think anybody like would have to be in the cloud of sorts or
Yeah,
just stuck because you can't get it out of your. No, you're listening to it on purpose.
I am.
What is happening?
Not good things. This is breakup music, but I've been single
Oh, is
for
it?
years. I feel like Dirty Dancing is a whole breakup healing experience to me anyway, and
Okay.
also to Jess from New Girl.
Such a well-written show.
Hmm.
I've repeated that like twice.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I'm probably due for a rewatch soon because I almost just forgot her name. I was about to call her the
Me
New Girl.
too. You still would have had me.
Great.
That's funny.
Okay, so yeah, today's answer is Stay from the Dirty Dancing soundtrack.
I'm gonna have to listen to that after.
Enjoy. I'll
Um,
listen to Corduroy. We'll swap.
yeah.
Okay, final question in this student questionnaire. What to you is scarier than a black hole?
Um, I was gonna give like the comedic answer, but I'm trying to be serious.
You can give both.
Shit, what's scary for you?
Maybe you're just fearless, and, and nothing is scarier than a black hole.
No, I was gonna like go political again, or
Mm.
gynecological, or
Oh,
gastrointestinal.
and they're all related.
I don't know. Because don't black holes, like certain black holes, do take you different places? And
Mm. Oh, so the black hole wormhole connection.
is that what you're saying?
That's not what I'm saying. So
Oh,
wormholes are currently just like theoretical. They're hypothetical things that exist in math only, as far as we can tell. But mathematically, one of the potential entrances to a wormhole is a black hole. So if wormholes are
right.
real, then yes, black holes might be able to take you somewhere. But from what we've observed, they're just really good at stretching you out, so that your body falls apart and then you get absorbed into the black hole.
Okay. So what exactly is a black hole? And we're probably going to edit me asking.
Ooh, no, let's not edit that. This is a good question.
Okay.
A black hole is basically a really, dense, massive object that's just a huge gravity pit. So it doesn't actually suck things towards it like a vacuum cleaner. It's just so strong in its gravity that things fall into it slowly.
And then where do you go?
We don't know. That is one of the great astronomical questions of the age, Alana. We have this idea that because they're so dense, the escape velocity is faster than the speed of light. So to get out of it, you would have to move faster than the speed of light, which is impossible. So not even light or information can escape a black hole. So where do you go? I don't know. You just sit there in the pit. Yeah.
That's heavy, man.
It is very heavy, literally very heavy.
What could possibly be scarier than that?
Oh.
Besides the end of democracy.
Right. It's
You know
really
what I
those
mean?
two things.
Yeah, it's a black hole or it's the end of democracy.
Yeah.
And if we keep going in this direction, I might risk that black hole.
Okay. We'll find the nearest one for you.
And if I ever get out, I will let you know if it was worth it.
Thank you. If you come out on the other side,
If you're
send
still
a
here.
message.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah, I like this question because if you don't think black holes are very scary, then, like stubbing your toe is scarier than a black hole. But if you think that they are one of the scariest things in the universe, then you're going to be hard pressed to come up with an answer.
And where are these black holes exactly? Like, where can you just step into one on Fifth Avenue?
No. There are no black holes here on Earth. There are no black holes near us in space, definitely not big ones. But there are millions of black holes in the Milky Way galaxy. Most of them are very, very tiny and don't have much gravitational influence. They're basically like a dark star.
Are we sure?
Yes.
Okay.
We are sure because we know that the way black holes interact with their environment is through gravity, and we are very good at finding things with strong gravity out in space. Yeah. So that should hopefully assuage some concerns.
I wasn't really concerned.
Okay. More concerned for democracy.
For sure.
As you should be.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Well, Alana, those were all of my questions for you. Do you have any burning space questions that you'd like to ask before we get into acronyms?
Well, the whole alien thing?
Do I think there are aliens?
Yeah, I believe.
I believe too. I believe that there is life out there. I believe it is so diverse and interesting that we probably wouldn't even recognize the first life forms we found as life because I don't think they would look anything like us. I do not think aliens have visited Earth. I have not seen enough evidence to
Really?
Yeah, to convince me of that, but I do think they are out there.
So you don't believe all these stories with similarities?
Which ones?
Oh, it was a great documentary. There's a couple of them.
Yeah.
But like you even see, well, I guess you can, I don't know. Oh, don't take that away from me.
I'm sorry. Look, science hasn't definitively said that aliens haven't visited Earth because science it's really hard to definitively prove a negative. So I can't prove to you that aliens have never visited Earth. I just don't think they have, because for me to say that, the evidence would have to be overwhelming. I would have to see pictures, I would have to see data, I would have to touch them. Like I would not believe any claims that aliens were here on Earth unless I touched them and saw the genetic
you physically
evidence.
saw it yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Or unless like it was, in a trusted peer-reviewed journal and someone I recognized as a good scientist agreed with it.
Respect that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Is it Sagan or Einstein? Someone said these extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. So that's my thought.
Good one.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm with you. I think that there is life besides humans out there. Yeah. Okay, great. That's like the getting to know you portion of the show. I feel like I know you a little better. Hopefully you know me a little better.
Ditto, yes.
Great. I'd like to talk about acronyms.
Yes.
Do you have any strong opinions on acronyms?
When it comes to texting, it's annoying.
Oh, say more about that. Like you'd rather just people type it out?
Yes, but I'm like an analog child. I still am awful with social media, like I'm going to be 42. This is my first ring light. This is like my fourth time using it, and I've had it for like a year. So, with I keep having to be like, what does this mean? And like, think about it first. It's just okay. Like, and they're getting longer.
Yes. Yeah.
Right?
There are those challenges where it's like 20 letters.
Yeah. It's like, why? So yeah, I feel like I sound old when it comes to stuff like that. It's like when I pay with a card, I don't know, like they're like, oh, do the chip. And I'm like trying to, like, I just learned that you insert the chip, but now you tap. Like, is it tap or I don't know. Or it used to be swipe, or sometimes I'm just handing it to them because I think they're going to take care of it. Like, I just.
It's hard. Technology is so hard.
Yeah.
I love that. As a person who is not as good with technology as I feel I should be, for being a millennial and a scientist, like I relate hard. I do have strong feelings about acronyms. I have strong feelings about a lot of the astronomy acronyms because so many of them are just ridiculous. But one of my pet peeves for a long time, and this is silly, this is pedantic, like I shouldn't care at all. But one of my biggest pet peeves is when people mix up acronyms and initialisms. An acronym is when the letters make a word that you can pronounce. So like NASA, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, you can say the word NASA, that's an acronym. But an initialism is when you say the letters. So like FBI, you don't make a word out of that. So that's an initialism.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I only included astronomy acronyms and no astronomy initialisms in this episode.
Okay.
Yeah, just a little Moiya.
That is interesting. People mix that up.
They do, and it doesn't impact the world at all. It makes no difference.
No, it's just like a pet peeve for you. Yeah. I get that.
Yeah,
I get that.
They really do. People calling things acronyms when they're not. And if you look closely hilarious. At me, you'll see me cringe.
We all have our thing.
Yes.
That's hilarious.
So I wanted to start off with a little matching game where I have different acronyms and a description of what the acronym stands for without saying the words. And I would love for you to guess which acronym goes with which description.
Okay.
Okay, cool. I'm going to give you the options now. Feel free to write them down or whatever, but there are 5 of them. Okay, so the first option is chips. The second is Galapagos. The third is Prozac, a real acronym out there. The fourth is Boojums.
How do you spell it?
Boojums. Boojums.
Boojums. It sounds like something that Beyonce would say in a song. Like boojums.
Boojums. It does kind of. And then the fifth option is Pepsi. Okay, so those are your options. I'm going to go through the descriptions. I'll give like an official, more sciencey description first, and then you can guess which one. And then I have a clue that will hopefully make it more clear.
Okay.
Cool. Okay, so your first option here, you have to tell me which of those acronyms this is. I want you to tell me which is the German instrument that was put on a telescope in Arizona to study the molecular compounds in gases. I don't expect you to get that one. Just a random guess.
Chips.
Good guess.
Thank you very much.
Not.
Oh shit.
So your real clue, the one that I think might help, is that this instrument is studying how to evade copyright infringement in space.
That was supposed to be helpful.
I think so. Which of these names would lead to a potential? They're studying how to evade copyright infringement in space. Which of those names sounds like they would anger a company for copyright infringement?
Pepsi. Okay.
It is. Yeah, their logo actually looks like the Pepsi logo, and people are baffled that they haven't been sued by Pepsi.
Oh, okay.
I think because it was an instrument developed in Germany. I don't know. Maybe the copyright laws don't extend that far. But it's a German instrument, and then they put it on this telescope in Arizona. It stands for the Potsdam, which is a city in Germany, Eschel polarimetric and spectroscopic instrument. So an Eschel spectrometer is just a special type of spectrometer. So it's like they were naming this instrument, and obviously it doesn't have a pretty name. The Echelle Polarimetric and Spectroscopic Instrument is too hard to say. So Pepsi.
Pepsi. Okay.
Yeah, so hopefully the game makes a little bit more sense now. I don't expect you to get it after the first clue, but hopefully
Okay.
the second clue is a
Good.
little bit more helpful. Okay. Next, we have a NASA satellite that was launched in 2003, and it studies clouds in space that are 1 million degrees hot. And those clouds are all in the region between stars in a galaxy.
Galapagos.
I would love it to be Galapagos. I would.
Uh,
Here, let me give you the second clue. Astronomers call those clouds nebulae, but that's just because we don't want people to know that there are giant balls of hot salsa floating out in space between stars.
Prozac.
If there are giant balls of hot salsa, what would we use to study them?
Chips.
Chips.
Yeah. I went with Prozac because we don't want people to freak out. So we were trying to come. We just
You're
say that
right.
because they don't want them to know there's like things on fire and we're all going to die. So Prozac. They should change it.
They could change it, but then what would they call Prozac?
Lexapro?
You're right. They could just Zoloft. Just go to other ones.
Yes.
CHIPS stands for the Cosmic Hot Interstellar Plasma Spectrometer. So it's another type of those spectrometer instruments, and it's looking at the interstellar medium, which is the space between stars. Okay, so your next question, the next clue that I don't think is helpful. That this is a nosy survey. It's like curious, it's gossipy. It's a nosy survey of low mass baby stars to figure out how they can grow big, strong, stellar bones.
Boojums.
Because bones.
Uh-huh.
It is not boojums, but the beef bones is a good guess. So here's your actually helpful clue. The stars get really sad when they find out they can't grow bones. So they need some medical assistance.
I'm gonna go with Prozac.
Yeah, this is Prozac. Yeah, we're studying those baby stars with Prozac, which stands for the protostellar. So PRO is all from one word. Protostellar Submillimeter Array Campaign. So it's Prozac with an S. Prozac. Prozac. Your next one, this is a 2012 software package that sorts through a bunch of different sky images. It picks out interesting targets, and then it provides a really nice catalog of all of their data. Which one do you think that is?
Galapagos.
It is Galapagos.
Hey, I got one right. Son of a
Yay,
bitch. When it's 50-50, I do really well.
Well, that's better than I can usually say. I always pick the wrong one. So yes, the actual helpful clue is that this package is good at picking out different types of sources and images because it's used to being around so much biodiversity.
Okay.
Hopefully that would have helped you get there. And then this is the final one. I put it last because I knew by process of elimination you would know what it is. And then there's a fun poem that I can tell you because it is a reference to a poem. So this is a class of small galaxies. So it's like this category of galaxies that look blue because they have a lot of new stars forming in them.
Boojums.
Boojums. Well, especially when you say
Boojums.
twang. This is a reference to a Lewis Carroll poem, The Hunting of the Snark. Have you ever read it?
I don't think so.
No, me neither. But I did include it in this episode's research notes for patrons. So go look up The Hunting of the Snark. And I have some lines from the poem, which is really long. Like I started reading it and then I was just like, no, I'm just going to control F to find boojums. So a snark is apparently this like type of animal that you can look out for and they'll do tricksy things to you. But there's a type of snark that are called boojums, like a special subcategory. So in the poem, they say, "For although common snarks do no manner of harm, yet I feel it my duty to say, some are boojums," the bellman broke off in alarm, for the baker had fainted away. "But if I ever meet with a boojum that day, in a moment of this I am sure, I shall softly and suddenly vanish away, and the notion I cannot endure." So I guess a boojum is this special type of snark that like makes you disappear if you ever meet it. So like you really don't want to meet a boojum.
No.
Yeah. And the BUJM itself, it stands for the blue objects observed just undergoing moderate starbursts. So it's these blue galaxies that look blue because a bunch of new stars are forming. And I didn't realize it
Oh, wow.
until after I'd like read through the paper a little bit that this acronym is from. But one of my best friends, her dad, wrote this paper, Arif Babel. Dr. Arif Babel wrote
Get
this
out of
about
here.
BUJMs. Yeah. And his daughter, Alia, was my office mate in grad school. She holds a special place in my heart.
Yeah.
So that's the game. You did great.
Yay! I got one right.
You got all of them right with the clues that were actually meant to help you. Hey friends, Alana had to step out to take a call, so I'm using this opportunity to thank my patrons who support the show financially every single month. Thank you all. I could not make Pale Blue Pod without you. And I want to extend a thank you and a welcome to my newest M-Dwarf star, James Killen. You're joining an awesome group of people like my amazing and brilliant sun-like stars, Scott Reynolds, Augustin, Tom T, Mark Mahoney, Nicole Bartlett, and New Dude. If you want to hear your name on the show, make it onto my Patreon star chart, and get research notes for most episodes, you can do that by joining my Patreon for $5 a month. Brighter tiers like my Sun-like stars get access to Pale Blue Pod at night, where I'm currently reading my PhD dissertation in what I hope is a slow, soothing voice. Sign up now at patreon.com/palebluepod, and I'm also offering annual memberships that give you a 13% discount across the entire year. So it's a win, win, win. Everybody's winning. My next and final message is a podcast recommendation. It's another show in the Multitude Network, and it's called Join the Party. This is an actual play podcast with tangible worlds, genre-pushing storytelling, and collaborators who make each other and the listeners laugh each week. DM Eric and emphatic players Amanda, Brandon, and Julia welcome everyone to the table, from longtime role-playing game players to folks who have never touched an RPG before. Their most recent campaign just finished. It was a pirate story set in a world of plant and bug folk that they built themselves. But you can marathon any of their completed campaigns. There are 4 of them. Or tune in to their brand new campaign starting on April 11th. Once a month, they also release the After Party, where they answer your questions about the show and how they play the game, which is why everyone is welcome to join the party. So what are you waiting for? Pull up a chair and search for Join the Party in your favorite podcast app, or go to jointhepartypod.com. All right, Alana's back, so let's keep talking about some weird acronyms. So that's a little appetizer for the types of acronyms that we have here in astronomy. And now I have 5 each of the worst astronomy acronyms that I could find, that are like still active and real things. And then the best that I could find. I wanted to end on a high note.
Yeah, I think that's ending on a high note
Yeah.
is very lovely.
Yeah. So I'm going to tell you the acronym. If you have any intuition, any guess at all for what that acronym could stand for, please let me know. Feel free to get ridiculous.
Okay. So it doesn't have to be about space?
No. I mean, all of these are about space, but I want
Right, but
to see
I
if
can just guess anything. I think it could be that, and it could have nothing to do with space.
Yeah, I want to see where your imagination takes you.
Okay, I warned you.
So starting with what I think are the worst acronyms, we are going to do number 1, alpha.
Alpha.
Alpha. Have you heard the word before?
Alpha, not alfalfa.
Oh, okay. Alfalfa is a type of plant, like a crop.
Okay, please don't show how dumb I am.
You're not dumb. Why would you need to know what alfalfa is? You live in...
I don't know. You're like, you don't know?
No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it like that.
No, I know.
There's no reason for anyone to know what alfalfa is, unless you happen to be a huge Little Rascals fan.
That's been a while.
It's been a while, yeah. There was that character named Alfalfa,
yeah,
but I do think it's named after a crop. And it stands for the Arecibo Legacy Fast Alpha Survey, which means it's a nested acronym because alpha is also an acronym. It stands for the Arecibo L-band feed array, which means this whole acronym is actually the Arecibo Legacy Fast Arecibo L-band feed array survey.
That's too much.
It's too much.
That's too much.
Like, please just stop.
Stop it.
Just
Stop it.
It's like a little Russian nesting doll of acronyms.
Yes, it is.
But it is doing cool stuff. So the Alfalfa survey is studying the hydrogen, all of the like hydrogen molecules that we can see in the nearby universe, because that lets us map where the other galaxies nearby are, especially if those galaxies don't have a lot of stars, so they aren't very bright in the optical. We can look at them in this specific wavelength where hydrogen is. It's around like 21 centimeters in the radio part of the light spectrum. That gives them the ability to see galaxies that we can't see with our own eyes.
That's so interesting.
Yeah, all of these do cool stuff.
Yeah, just stop with that acronym.
Yeah. So they all do cool things. Just the acronyms are silly. So next up, this one just pissed me off when I read it on the list. So the acronym is COBRA, like the snake. What do you would study with that?
Snakes.
Snakes, yeah, snakes in space. Yeah.
Snakes in space.
We should, honestly, we need to know about the dangers out there. So COBRA stands for, get ready for this, the cadmium zinc telluride zero neutrino double beta research apparatus.
See, that was my second guess.
Yeah. So first of all, they've just combined cadmium zinc telluride into one. That's the C. And then the O is the zero from zero neutrino.
Okay.
And then they didn't use the N from neutrino, even though that's what this entire study is based on. So this is an Italian experiment to study how really tiny particles, like almost fundamental particles, will disintegrate into other even smaller particles, including neutrinos. So the elements in the name cadmium zinc telluride are the elements that are used in the superconductors that like power the experiment. These are important elements, and it's not getting acknowledged in the acronym. It's very sad. That's an experiment from 2006, so maybe Italy has learned how to do better acronyms since then. It's been almost 20 years.
I'm in Italy.
Okay, the next one. Are you a fantasy fan, Alana?
Not so much, but I did see Captain America considered fantasy? Because I kind of put it there.
Interesting. It's definitely not like high fantasy, but it's like a fantasy. Okay, I love that. So no like Lord of the Rings for you.
I was gonna say, but I've never seen Lord of the Rings. I've never seen Game of Thrones.
Oh.
But I for some reason I put also like Marvel and stuff in there.
Interesting. Okay. Well, a lot of astronomers are hardcore nerds. And so this next acronym is Gandalf.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. After the wizard from Lord of the Rings. And I hate this. It stands for gas and absorption line fitting algorithm. And is the AND in Gandalf.
Well, they wanted to do Gandalf, and it's shorter. They take up 3 letters for you.
I appreciate that you're on their side.
I am. I'm with the nerds on this one, for sure. That would be the one I would remember on an exam.
It just bothers me that they took that they used all of the letters in and to make this backronym work, because clearly they started with Gandalf and they just wanted to make that work.
Absolutely, they did. Yes, and they did it.
You're right. They did it.
Kind of. I mean, they did it, and they wanted it out there, so they were just like, "And let's just take up the 3," because who knows how long they were been working on it.
True.
When did Lord of the Rings the movie come out? Long time.
2003.
Yeah,
maybe.
So I'm sure that they were just like, somebody else is going to come out with this.
We can't get scooped.
Yeah.
You're right. I am being too harsh on.
Give the nerds a break, man.
Uh, um, so Gandalf is a software program, and that's probably why it has such a fun name, because with software programs, you want people to want to download it. And there are just so many different programs to choose from that if you have a splashy name, you're more likely to get used. So it's a software program that looks at different types of spectral data. So a spectrum is like how strong is the light at all of these different wavelengths. And it looks at that data and then picks out the useful features in that data. So you don't have to comb through all of the junk.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it does wizardry to magically
Yeah.
make the interesting stuff pop out. Okay, so the next bad one is speculous.
Sounds a little like speculum. Makes
It
me
does.
think of a speculum.
No, so right. It is
Yeah.
much more pleasant than a speculum.
Does it have anything to do with a dark hole, a black hole, a
Uh,
speculum?
the
Because
speculum.
it should.
You're right. We should make the next survey to study black holes is going to be called the speculum. So the speculus is the search for habitable planets. Habitable is uncapitalized. The search for habitable planets eclipsing ultra, so you get the UL from ultra, cool stars. So the OOS is the two O's in the middle of cool. And so, sometimes that's just what you need to do to make these acronyms work. You are capitalizing
Mhm.
letters in the middle of words. And I applaud their tenacity, but I do not like it. This is just my personal rant session about acronyms.
I'm enjoying it.
Thank you.
You
Thank
gotta get
you.
it out.
I do.
Get
It's
out
this has
these.
been sitting on
Oh,
me for years.
then I'm so happy to be of service to let you just
Just get it out.
get it
Um,
out. Yes.
So the speculus is a transit instrument. I've talked about transits a lot on the podcast before, but this is where you are looking for planets around other stars by waiting for those planets to pass in front of those stars from our point of view. So it's basically like the planet is casting a shadow on their star, and we can study that shadow. And it's named after a Belgium cookie because the project is led by Belgium and many other European countries. It's a like an international collaboration, even though the instrument itself is on a telescope in Chile. So just a whole multi-country organization going on
Yeah.
there. Okay, and then this is the last one that I really didn't like. It's called grape,
Grape.
like the fruit. Yeah, grape. And
Grape.
it stands for gravity pipe. You didn't need
Okay.
an
You,
acronym for that.
you didn't.
It's just so unnecessary.
Just call it the GP.
Yeah, or the pipe or something like you really didn't need to bring grapes into this. And my grapes are sour because you've done it.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
I went there.
You did.
This is a supercomputer. It's at the University of Toronto, and it is meant to, quote, calculate the force of gravity that a given mass, such as a star, exerts on others, end quote. So it's this computer that's really good at calculating gravitational forces. It does it. There's what pipe? Everything about this just enrages me.
What pipe?
Okay, but now there are some good ones. There are acronyms that I love. I think they did a great job. The first one is abracadabra.
Ooh, that sounds like a long one.
It is a long one, and they really made it work. Like it's magic that they made it work.
I like how you threw in that magic there.
Thank you.
It's magic.
I'm gonna do the hair flip, even though I can't. Abracadabra stands for A, broadband/resonant approach to cosmic axion detection with an amplifying B field ring apparatus. Abracadabra. I've never seen an acronym so complicated come together so beautifully.
Yes, well done.
Well done. It was a spell. They must have cast a spell to figure this out. This is an experiment at MIT to search for axions. Axions are one potential candidate for what dark matter could be, one type of particle that could make up all the dark matter out in space. And we haven't found the axion yet. We thought about it in the 70s, and over the past 50 years, we have not found the axion. But it remains, according to many dark matter scientists I've talked to, probably the best chance for explaining what dark matter is, and they are trying to search for these axions with really strong magnets. And that's what abracadabra is.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Abracadabra.
Abracadabra. Okay. The next one is a name that was initially proposed by the leader of this project, but it had to be changed. And now it's a much less satisfying name, but originally this project was called Big Ass.
Oh, okay. That's like Boojum.
It is like boot jumps. But imagine going into work every day and and your boss is like, "So, you done working on that big ass yet?" Like that is wild
That is
that it was
wild.
even proposed.
Yeah.
It's now called GOLS, the Great Observatory's All-Sky LIRG survey, and LIRG is also an acronym. It stands for Luminous Infrared Galaxies. So it's now called GOLS, but it was originally called Big Ass, which stood for Bright Infrared Galaxy All-Sky Survey, which is smoother. It's better than GOLS.
It is.
We're just
It is.
we're prudes.
Yeah.
They
You know,
couldn't do
I
it.
think a white woman had a problem. A white woman with no ass had a problem.
You're right. Because
Yeah.
the white men there would not have had a problem calling this project Big Ass.
The white men came up with big ass. 100% a white man came up with big ass. And 100% a white woman with no ass had a problem with it. Absolutely.
You're so right. And there was no black woman in the room.
No.
Otherwise, she would have shut it down immediately.
But she thought she was speaking up for them.
See, the black woman would have shut it down, but she would have laughed at it. She would have been like, "That's hilarious. We can't do that."
And a black man would have known better.
You're right. A black man would have just not said anything in the meeting. I love this. So this is a compiled catalog of galaxies that are really bright in the infrared. So they probably have a lot of dust and gas. They probably have a lot of older stars, so they look red to us because new stars look blue, and then galaxies with old stars look red. And that's GOLS.
That's gold.
A big ass is GOLS, if I'm being honest.
It is.
So the names fit together.
Yeah. I like it. Big ass goals.
Yes.
BAG. And we just came up with a new one.
How many levels of acronym would that's so many.
Hashtag bag.
Big ass goals. Bag.
Big ass gold. I'm going to start saying this. Big ass gold.
Okay, we have three more. The first one is javelin. This is...
Ooh.
I like when people are loose with their acronyms, when it's clear they're having fun with it. And javelin stands for just another vehicle for estimating lags in nuclei. It's just another vehicle. It's just so casual. It's so chill. I love it.
Javelin.
This is a software program that helps us track how energetic black holes change over time. So the nuclei is for active galactic nuclei, or AGN, which is what we call a black hole when it's so energetic that it's shooting off these rays of bright lights on either side.
That's cool.
Yeah. Javelin. And are you a Star Wars fan at all?
I've never seen it.
Okay. I've also never seen it.
Okay.
Which shocks
cool.
a lot of people. No, I've never seen Star Wars, and I will not watch it unless someone pays me a lot of money to do so. But this next one is a reference to Star Wars. It's called Tatooine. It stands for the attempt to observe outer planets in non-single stellar environments. And I do excuse them for leaving out a bunch of the words uncapitalized, like single stellar planets. Those aren't capitalized, but it works because the acronym so perfectly encapsulates what the project is trying to do. This is a project that is trying to find planets around multiple stars. We call them circumbinary planets, like Tatooine, which in Star Wars is a planet that orbits two stars. And we haven't found many examples of this, but we have found some. And this Tatooine project is meant to study them, to figure out, like, what would it be like to orbit two stars?
That's cool. That's my response to everything. That's cool. That's interesting. But it is.
A lot of this stuff is very cool, very interesting. That's why I want to talk about it.
Yes.
Okay, and then the last one, this I don't know if this is my favorite, but I just love the story behind it. It's so human. It shows that astronomers are very human. So this is called Gadzooks. And you have to say it like that because there's an exclamation point at the
Okay.
end. So
Gadzooks.
exactly. Gadzooks stands for the gadolinium antineutrino detector zealously outperforming old Kamiokande, comma, super exclamation point. The exclamation point is actually mandatory. The lead scientist
I was going to ask,
insists.
and why is that?
That is because there was originally a Japanese experiment to detect neutrinos, and that was the Kamiokande experiment. That experiment works by taking a big tank of water, putting it deep underground, and then waiting for neutrinos, these tiny little particles, to pass through the water so that we could study it. And in 2003, a group of scientists proposed adding a tiny, tiny amount of gadolinium to the water tank, and it actually increased the sensitivity of the instrument. So they were really excited about it. And in their
Yeah.
paper, they they're like rubbing it in these Japanese scientists' face that like their addition made the experiment better. So the lead author, John Beacom, made this the title of the paper, put an exclamation point at the end of it, and doesn't like when people don't use the exclamation point because he's like, no, we made it better. Be excited. Be happy for us. It's a very please
That's
clap
funny.
situation, and I I appreciate it.
That's funny.
Yeah,
Sounds like something Sheldon Cooper would do.
it does.
I love that show.
Um, I'm surprised he doesn't have a big project that's like an acronym for Bazinga. Isn't that
Oh my gosh.
his catchphrase or something?
Bazinga. Yeah.
Oh, okay. If we had to make an
A bazinga?
experiment, yeah, what would Bazinga stand for? I think Big Bang. I think both of the B's in Big Bang would just be the Bazinga, the B Bazinga. Okay, so Big Bang, asking, zany, and then questions is uncapitalized.
Okay. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah. Questions is uncapitalized. But in is capitalized. In, actually, both the I and N are capitalized. In gravitational wave, uncapitalized, anomalies. Actually, that might not be terrible. I would like to see what the gravitational signature of the Big Bang was. All right.
You just got yourself a project.
I did. I have to go
Yeah.
apply for NASA funding now.
Yes, you do. Just put my name on the paper,
Yeah.
please,
Hmm.
for the
Yeah.
Nobel.
McTier and Goldstein,
Yes.
2025.
Yes,
That has a nice ring to it.
it does.
With the Bazinga project. I think
Bazinga.
it should be Bazinga question mark. So it's like Bazinga?
I accept these terms. I do like bazinga.
Well, now that we've done that, now that we've created a whole new project and
A lot of work to do.
we have a lot of work to do. So yeah, so we should get writing on that proposal.
Yes.
Before we get working on that, I would love for you to brag about yourself for a second. Take some time to say what you're working on and where people can find you online.
Well, I am again Alana Goldstein, and my handle is at Goldie Comedy, Goldie Comedy. I'm just performing all over the city in Brooklyn, wherever I can get up, and I'm enjoying it so much, and just can't get up enough.
Hmm.
And it's fun when it goes well.
Yay! I really enjoyed your show when I went to see it.
Thank
That's why I
you.
asked you to come on Pale Blue Pod. And I will put your link to your Instagram down in the show notes so people can go follow that to
Awesome.
follow you.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Well, this has been a very fun, lettery
Yeah.
time. I think I'm acronymed out, so I'm gonna, I don't know, grade some papers, maybe see some full words spelled out for once. But thank you so much, Alana, for coming and
Thank
chatting
you.
with me.
This was so much fun. I'm so glad you had me on.
Oh yeah, my pleasure. Hopefully I'll see you at a show in the city soon.
Yeah, sounds great.
But listeners, no matter what your pet peeves are, if it has to do with acronyms or initialisms, it doesn't matter because you are still space. Bye. Pale Blue Pod is hosted by me, Dr. Moiya McTier, aka the universe's bestie. I created the show with original co-host Corinne Caputo, a comedienne extraordinaire, and help from the Multitude Productions team. Our theme music is by Evan Johnston, and our cover art is by Shay McMullen, and our audio editing is handled by the incomparable Misha Stanton. I am Go Astro Mo everywhere online, and you can stay in touch with the show and the universe by following Pale Blue Pod on Instagram or checking out our website, palebluepod.com. We are a member of Multitude, an independent podcast collective and production studio. So if you like Pale Blue Pod, you will love the other shows that live at multitude.productions. And if you want a shout out on the show and research notes for every episode, you can join our community over at patreon.com/palebluepod for just about $1 per episode. Thank you so much for listening to Pale Blue Pod. I'll be back next week. Bye.